going to go over a handful of things to check if your furnace is flashing a pressure switch error. It may not be the switch itself. This is a Train XR90. Here's the model number. Yours might look a little different, but the steps would pretty much be the same if you kind of got a clue what you're looking at. Other than if you do need to replace the switch, it needs to be the exact one that's in your furnace. Otherwise, you're going to have problems with it. I got links to this stuff here under the More button if you want to take a look. I'm going to check the intake and the exhaust and make sure there's no obstructions in the lines themselves. It doesn't take long to do all this stuff. So the exhaust should have, it needs to go uphill from the furnace all the way out, like a 1/4 inch per foot roughly. As long as it's going uphill, there's no bellies in the pipe, I think you'll be okay as far as that goes. And check the outside. If you got a lot of snow, sometimes snow can get packed in there, ice, and sometimes critters build little nests and stuff in there. I got a little grate to kind of help keep stuff out of there, but you need to check that, make sure. Sometimes you get some snow in there and ice and whatever in the wintertime. So on the intake side, if you got a little bit of play in that pipe, you can pull it off the furnace, and then I'll tell you, and let the furnace try to cycle with it off. If that's plugged, that'll tell you real quick if you got an obstruction in there. Next thing would be your inducer motor. When it's running, it should run nice and smooth. It shouldn't be grinding or making clunky noises or, a gurgly, sound like there's water backed up into it or whatever. That should run nice and smooth. And then we'll go over here to this is the pressure switch. We're going to get to this in more detail, but you really need to check this stuff. This is one of your pressure hoses that goes to the combustion chamber there, and the other end goes into the wall of the furnace to gauge the pressure difference to make that switch open and close. But take off that hose from both ends and look in the hose, but don't blow in that hose. You don't want to blow into your pressure switch. You'll probably kill it. Pull off both ends and try to be gentle. I'm being a little rough with this switch, but check that hose real good, and then check both ends where it was plugged into. Take a little piece of wire. Works pretty good. This one's kind of hard to get to with one hand. But I think a pipe cleaner would work a lot better. I didn't have any pipe cleaners with me, but this will work for you. You can take that firebox cover off if you need to look in there, but usually a piece of wire, pipe cleaner, shove it in there and clean that out real good. The other end, don't poke anything into that pressure switch, but the hose on the back, go ahead and take that off, inspect it. You can blow through it now that it's off, and then remount that the other end of the plug. Make sure there's nothing in there. Excuse me. And then go ahead and put your hoses back on. You don't want to get all messed up in here and forget where things go. It's pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory as far as you can see. There's not a whole lot to this, really. Next thing would be the drain off your inducer motor. Go ahead and pop those off. If you haven't cleaned your drains in a while, excuse me, it's a good idea to do that. Pop that drain off. Make sure there's no clogs in there. I just did this not too long ago, so I'm not going to pop all these off. But follow your drain all the way down. Just make sure all your connections are good and there's no water backing up or anything like that. You can take that little collection box off, clean that out. That usually gets kind of nasty. And just make sure you don't have any puddling water in your drain, and follow it all the way out. Even clean that drain pipe that's on the outside over to your floor drain or wherever it goes. Make sure all that stuff is clean, because that's going to mess with this pressure switch. And then once you do all that, we can check this for continuity. The power's on to the furnace. Just be careful. You can shut the power off and on. I didn't do that. Just be careful. I got this multimeter on ohms set to the lowest setting. It's kind of a cheap multimeter, but this will give you, tell you what you need to know. with the power onto the furnace, check your contacts, and if you have continuity, it's probably not a good thing. It's probably stuck shut. So if it's sticking, there's ways to unstick it, but let's just keep going this way for now to find out if this switch is bad. So with the furnace on, I'm checking this thing, and there's continuity because it takes it a minute, the inducer starts, and then the switch goes. So it actually happens pretty quick. So this switch is actually good, or actually this switch is not good. It has been sticking. So if it is sticking, you'll probably have to replace it because chances are it's going to stick again. But if you're in a bind, you can jump this switch. I'll show you how to do that here in a second, but just make sure, double check your continuity there. And then if you have to jump this switch, get you some little clips or wire. I'm going to clip this to one side and hook the terminal back up. It just gives a better connection with that little alligator clip. So I'm going to plug the other side in and leave a little bit of room, get good contact on that wire, but leave a little bit of room so I can get this alligator clip on there if you have to jump this switch in an emergency. But you need to wait till the inducer motor starts running. The cycle has to start before you can clip the other end on there. Otherwise, it's going to think there's a problem and it won't start. So as soon as the inducer motor starts running, you clip the other side on, and it'll go ahead and go through its cycle. You can hear the inducer motor running. I don't know if you can hear the flame start. So as soon as the flame started, I shut it off here. So if you have an emergency and you have to do this, you'll have to do it like this every time. You got to keep jumping it like that. Wait for the inducer motor to start, and then clip the other end on, and then it'll cycle. Like I said, if you're waiting on a switch, you got to have heat. Things are freezing. I wouldn't leave it like this, for too long. So here's another way you could do this with these insulation on the end of these clips. It's not really can't really get as good a contact as I would like the other way. This way's a little harder to get good contact, but wait till the inducer motor starts, and then I'm having a hard time with that magnet. I got a magnet over that kill switch. Once the inducer motor starts, you can hook your other clip on. Or again, just be careful. You can use a chunk of wire if you have to. You can see here it kind of shuts off. I'm not really getting a good grab on there. And I just kind of shoved it in there, and you can hear it running. And it'll cycle. Like I said, you can listen for the flame to ignite. It's kind of hard to hear because I'm pointed down instead of up. You can't hear it really well, but so like I said, emergency, you could do that. If you don't have an emergency, sometimes you could just tap on that pressure switch and knock it loose. You don't want to blow in there into the switch itself where the hoses are, blowing or sucking, because you'll damage it for sure. It's real sensitive, little diaphragm in there. But yeah, you can tap on it, twap it. Don't beat on it with a hammer, but sometimes if you twap it, you can get it to let go or unstick. If you have to replace it, there's just that one screw holding it onto the body. It's oriented in that fashion sideways, so it's not fighting gravity. Like if it was laying flat or whatever, it'd have to be rated differently, and all this other mumbo jumbo you don't really need to know. But so this one is sticking. I am going to replace it as soon as I get the part, but monkeying around with it kind of unstuck. So that's a pretty good deal there. So if you got a problem, I hope that helps you out.